Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and were brutally honest with yourself? Not smiling, not flexing, not pretending you're okay, but really looking and asking, am I who I said I would be? That moment hurts, doesn't it? Because deep inside, you already know the answer. Most people today are slaves to their own ego. They live for fake validation, fake likes, fake praise, but inside, they're drowning. They brag about plans they never execute, post quotes they never follow, and speak of dreams they will never touch. And the worst part, they blame the world instead of taking responsibility. But I'm here to tell you the truth you already feel in your gut. Your ego is lying to you. Your discipline is your only way out. Ego is the most dangerous enemy you will ever face because it lives inside you. It's not an opponent you can see, punch, or escape. It whispers to you every single day, feeding you lies, convincing you that you are already good enough, that you don't need to do more. Ego is seductive because it protects you from discomfort. It says, relax, you've done enough, when deep inside you know you haven't. It tells you you'll try harder tomorrow, knowing very well that tomorrow never comes. It makes you chase validation instead of growth, keeping you addicted to the illusion of progress. This is why ego is the enemy. It allows you to feel accomplished without actually accomplishing anything. You can see ego at work everywhere. It's in the person who talks about their goals but never moves an inch toward them. It's in the man who flexes online, pretending he's winning while he's broke in real life. It's in the woman who dreams about changing her life but keeps repeating the same self-destructive patterns. Ego lets you live in denial. It hides the truth from you that you are behind, that you are wasting time, that you are capable of so much more. The scary part is that ego feels good. It's comfortable. It allows you to stay in bed, to avoid failure, to avoid embarrassment. It convinces you that comfort is happiness. But the truth is, ego is slowly killing you. It keeps you weak, keeps you soft, keeps you average. Ego is the reason most people live their entire lives without ever realizing their full potential. They get stuck in a cycle of pretending instead of doing, and by the time they realize it, life has already passed them by. If you want to escape this trap, you must destroy the version of yourself that listens to ego. You must face the brutal truth about where you are and who you are. You must admit your weaknesses, admit your failures, admit that you are not yet who you want to be. This takes courage because it's painful to see yourself clearly, but that pain is the first step toward freedom. Once you kill your ego, you can finally grow. You can finally focus on action instead of appearances. You can finally stop caring about what others think and start caring about what you think. Ego will fight you every step of the way, but you must stay vigilant. Every time you catch yourself bragging, pretending, or procrastinating, call yourself out. Remind yourself that ego wants to keep you comfortable, but comfort never made anyone great. The moment you stop listening to ego, you take control of your life, and that is the beginning of discipline. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not about feeling motivated, posting your grind online, or waiting for the perfect mood. Discipline is about showing up regardless of how you feel. It's about getting up when you are tired, working when you are uninspired, and pushing forward when no one is watching. Most people run from discipline because it feels like punishment. It's uncomfortable to wake up early. It's uncomfortable to say no to junk food. It's uncomfortable to train when your body aches or to study when your mind is tired. But that discomfort is the exact reason discipline is powerful, because it forces you to grow beyond your limits. Comfort, on the other hand, is seductive but deadly. Comfort tells you that you deserve rest before you've earned it. Comfort tells you to take the easy way out, to choose pleasure over progress. Comfort feels good in the moment, but always comes with a price. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you trade your future for temporary relief. You may not feel the cost right away, but one day you will wake up and realize you are behind in your goals, behind in your health, behind in your potential. Life is hard no matter what you do. There is no easy route. You will suffer one way or another. That is why you must choose your pain wisely. The pain of discipline is short-lived. It lasts only during the moment of effort, during the moment of sacrifice. But the pain of regret stays with you forever. It eats at you quietly, reminding you of what you could have been, what you could have done, what you chose not to do. The choice is always yours, a little pain now or a lifetime of wondering what if. People often wait for motivation to strike before they take action, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Discipline does not rely on motivation, it relies on commitment. It says, I will do what I said I would do, no matter how I feel. That is how you separate yourself from the majority of people who quit as soon as things get uncomfortable. Discipline becomes easier when you attach it to your identity. Stop saying, I'm trying to wake up early, and start saying, I am the kind of person who wakes up early. Stop saying, I'll try to work out, and start saying, I don't miss workouts. When you make discipline who you are instead of what you do, consistency becomes natural. The truth is, discipline is freedom disguised as pain. It gives you control over your body, your time, and your future. Comfort enslaves you, discipline liberates you. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you prove to yourself that you are in control. And nothing feels better than that. The biggest war you will ever fight is not against other people, not against society, not against your haters, it is against yourself. Inside you, there are two voices. One is strong, disciplined, focused, pushing you toward greatness. The other is lazy, fearful, emotional, and full of excuses. Every single day, those two voices are at war, and whichever one you listen to decides the direction of your life. Most people lose this battle because they let the weak voice win. They let emotions dictate their choices. They say, I don't feel like working today, and they don't work. They say, I'm too tired to train, and they skip the gym. They give in to cravings, to distractions, to comfort, and then wonder why nothing in their life changes. Self-mastery is about silencing that weak voice and strengthening the disciplined one. It is about becoming the commander of your own mind, not its prisoner. When you control your mind, you control your actions, and when you control your actions, you control your destiny. That is the ultimate form of power, knowing that nothing outside of you can stop you because you have full command of yourself. Winning this war requires brutal honesty. You must be willing to look at yourself and admit when you are being weak. Admit when you are procrastinating. Admit when you are lying to yourself. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming bad luck. The truth is, most of the obstacles in your life are not external, they are internal. Your fear, your laziness, your lack of discipline, those are the real enemies. Once you recognize that, you can begin to change. You can create habits that make the strong voice louder every day. Wake up early even when it's hard. Push through the last rep even when your muscles burn. Work one more hour even when your brain says stop. Every small victory you win against yourself makes you stronger. Every time you choose discipline over weakness, you are training your mind to obey you, not your feelings. Self-mastery also means controlling your emotions. Anger, sadness, frustration, these feelings will come, but they do not have to control your behavior. Learn to pause, breathe, and respond with strength instead of reacting impulsively. Emotional control is a superpower because it keeps you steady while everyone else around you is falling apart. When you win the war within, you become unstoppable. Challenges no longer scare you because you trust yourself to handle them. Distractions no longer tempt you because you know what you are building. Weakness no longer controls you because you have killed it. That is what self-mastery feels like: unshakable, disciplined, powerful. The war within is the most important battle of your life, and once you win it, everything else becomes easier. Crushing ego is not just about thinking less of yourself, it's about thinking of yourself truthfully. Ego makes you believe you are already working hard, already disciplined, already doing enough, when deep down you know you could give more. The only way to break free from that illusion is to strip yourself of excuses and face reality. Admit that you are not where you want to be because of the choices you have made. Admit that you are not consistent enough, not focused enough, not disciplined enough. This kind of honesty stings, but it is the first step to building relentless habits that will transform you. Once ego is out of the way, you can focus on action. Action is what rewires your life. Talking about goals does nothing. Thinking about being great does nothing. The world doesn't care what you say you will do, it only respects what you consistently do. That is why habits are everything. Habits are the small, repeated actions that shape who you are becoming. If you want to be strong, your habits must involve training every day. If you want to be successful, your habits must involve working on your craft every day. If you want to be disciplined, your habits must involve saying no to temptation every day. Relentless habits are built by consistency, not intensity. Most people start strong for a week and then quit. True discipline is boring. It is waking up at the same time every day, doing the work when you are tired, keeping your promises even when no one will notice. Over time, these small actions compound into massive results. This is how champions are made, not by doing something amazing once, but by doing something necessary thousands of times. To build these habits, remove as many distractions as possible. Stop wasting hours on meaningless entertainment. Stop surrounding yourself with people who encourage your laziness. Build an environment where discipline is easier than weakness. Lay out your clothes the night before so you can't make excuses. Turn off notifications when you work so your focus is unbroken. Make it easier to win than to lose. Crushing ego also means staying humble even when you start winning. Many people ruin their progress because as soon as they see results, they slow down. They let pride creep in and convince them they've made it. That is ego coming back to sabotage you. You must stay hungry, stay focused, stay relentless. The habits that got you here are the same habits that will take you to the next level. Do not abandon them. Relentless habits, fueled by humility, are what separate the average from the exceptional. When you live by discipline and not by ego, you cannot be stopped. Every day becomes a brick laid toward the life you want, and eventually that discipline builds a fortress no one can tear down. At the end of the day, all the discipline, all the hard work, all the sacrifices come down to one thing: becoming someone you respect. Respect is not about how others see you. It is about how you see yourself when no one is watching. It is about being able to look in the mirror and feel proud, not because of what you post online, not because of what others think of you, but because you know you kept your word to yourself. Most people live their lives chasing approval from others while secretly feeling ashamed of their own lack of effort. They smile in public but beat themselves up in private. They pretend they are okay, but know they are not living up to their potential. That is why becoming someone you respect is the highest form of success, because it removes the inner conflict. When you respect yourself, you trust yourself. You no longer make promises you don't keep. If you say you will wake up early, you do. If you say you will train, you train. If you say you will build something, you build it. This trust in yourself creates unshakable confidence. You no longer need fake validation because you have real evidence that you are the kind of person who does what they say. That feeling is worth more than likes, followers, or praise. Becoming someone you respect is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is about being honest enough to admit when you fail, then getting back up and fixing it instead of making excuses. It is about being accountable for every choice you make. You stop blaming your past, stop blaming luck, stop blaming anyone else. You take full control of your life, and that responsibility transforms you into someone powerful. Respect is built in private and revealed in public. The hours you spend working in silence, the sacrifices you make that no one sees, The temptations you resist, those are the bricks that build a character worth admiring. One day, those private victories will become public results, but even before anyone notices, you will feel the change inside you. You will carry yourself differently. You will walk with pride, not arrogance, because you know you earned every step. This is the ultimate goal, not money, not fame, not applause. The goal is to wake up every morning and know that you are living as the best version of yourself. The goal is to go to bed every night knowing you didn't waste the day. When you become someone you respect, life feels different. You stop running from yourself. You stop living in regret. You stop feeling lost. You finally become free because you have become the person you were always meant to be. You are standing at a crossroads right now. One path is ruled by ego comfort, excuses, false pride, and fake validation. That road is easy to walk at first. It feels warm, it feels safe, it feels rewarding for a while. But at the end of that road is a mirror, and in that mirror is a version of you that you will not be proud of. A version full of regrets, broken promises, wasted time, and missed opportunities. That version will haunt you for the rest of your life. The other path is discipline, and yes, it is harder. It is early mornings, late nights, sweat, sacrifice, pain, rejection, and struggle. But on that path, you grow. You become stronger, sharper, tougher. You build a life that you don't need to escape from. You build a version of yourself that commands respect, that inspires others, that stands tall even when life throws storms your way. At the end of the day, no one can walk this path for you. Not your parents, not your friends, not your heroes. This is your battle, your war to win. You can keep waiting for motivation, or you can create discipline today. You can keep letting your ego tell you you're fine, or you can admit the truth and do something about it. Choose discipline, choose growth, choose the future you will be proud of. The world does not need more people pretending to be strong, it needs people who truly are. Be the one who proves that greatness is built, not given. Every day you choose discipline, you are building that greatness. One choice at a time, starting right now.